So as you can see here, the tweet is self-explanatory. As you can see, the only problem was the word precision was put as percussion, which I hate iPhone, how they change your words. But anyways, you read the caption, you see Izumi's locks are perfect, right? So me being me, I was like, let me do this at the end of Black History Month. So that way, if it is controversial, it's not during Black Anime History Month, because I didn't want any negative comments, And of course, when you take posts like these and you put them on Facebook, of course, you have the Norse had braids and they had locks too. So you're saying that, white people can't have locks? No, nobody's saying that. But the point was, when a lot of white people do get locks and braids, a lot of times you all don't have the hair texture to really have the locks that you want, and they don't look good. They look withered, and a lot of times they look matted and quite frankly disgusting. Let's just be honest. I'm not being distasteful, but that's true. And when you see characters like Izumi and other characters from other animes who have their locks done, they're done with accurate precision. They look neatly kept. They look like they're taking care of their locks in real life, even though we know it's anime. But that just shows the respect and detail that the mangakas go through when they draw these characters with these hair designs and these hair textures. And of course, like I predicted, here's the Facebook comments. I'm not going to post the whole thing, but if you want to go to my Facebook and look at that, here's the comments. Now, I made sure to say, hey, it says we know who makes locks look good. It never said we know only one group of people can have locks. And of course, they came crying like per usual. And I even had a lot of white people who aren't ignorant and or racist that actually came in and explained to those who are ignorant and racist that, we don't have the hair texture to make this look good. So whatever y'all are trying to defend, stop it. It just looks crazy out here. And had I known about this YouTuber prior to everyone jumping in the comments and their feelings, I would have just posted this link because she goes into very detailed. And if you like her content, subscribe to it. I don't know her, but everything she said was very detailed and historically accurate. So I was like, hey, I vibe with it. It's a vibe and she's telling the truth. A lot of people just really don't want to hear the truth, especially we know in the anime community where lighter skin has been so favored and Eurocentric features have been the top favorite. Now that people are seeing more brown and black skin featured in positive light and hairstyles that we represent very culturally and neatly, they don't really like that too much. And I'm starting to see more and more of that as time goes on in the anime community.
What frustrates me even more is when one of them tries to talk to me about their hair, because I used to be a hairdresser and people do that, and tells me, well, the Vikings and the ancient Celts had dreadlocks, so it's okay for me. Buddy.
Sometimes people need to take criticism from people who look like them. That way they can digest it just a little bit better. And with characters like Zainab from the series Maggie, if you only read the manga, you'd have thought she was an ethically black woman from one of the various cultures because she has that phenotype and her hair looks excellent in the manga, if I do say so myself. Her and Chasm, their locks look perfectly well done, detailed and everything, almost like they were getting advice from Tai Kubo. And if you look at another picture of Chasm, look at this, bro. This is perfection in hairstylist. And some people try to argue with me about box braids and locks, like I don't know my own culture, which is crazy. Even Sid has locks. These are locks. These are locks right here as well. Tosin is the only person to ever in anime have box braids. And I see why Tai Kubo changed his hair design, because that probably took forever to keep on drawing over and over. Whereas the simplicity of drawing locks with characters like Tom Tanaka from Dura Dura, it's very easy and it's not hard to really detail this hairstyle. But as I said in my Facebook post and my tweet, you see who makes these look good. Even with Doug from Gangsta, we just make them look good, make them pop. That's not to say that other people can't have locks in their head. That's a far cry. You can have whatever hairstyle you choose to. However, if you don't have the hair texture, it's gonna look crazy. And yes, you even have Asians with locks. But as I said, that all goes back to you have to have a certain hair texture for your hair to really lock and to make them look good. And it's not a secret that there are Asians with coarse and thick curly hair. So when they get locks, they look good, versus Asians who have more straight coarse hair, loosely coarse hair, they don't look as good. Which even a day after, I had to make a post to really tell people the difference between box braids and braids, regular braids and locks, because some people really try to tell me about my culture. As I said earlier, I even gave names to the anime characters, some who I left out that they have locks, they have braids, and they have box braids. There's all different forms. So it's not really hard to grasp. You just have to educate yourself on the culture. And this is prime reason why I say it's important to educate yourself on the culture, because there is this article on the 20 best anime characters with dreadlocks, or as I like to just say, locks, and Killer Bee is on the front. Killer Bee has braids. Killer Bee does not have locks. And this is a prime example of what happens when you don't know the culture, and some of you just go off these anime articles and you've never really been around any, Black Asians or Black Pacific Islanders or, Black Americans, and you just go off these articles and you don't really know the culture or the difference. We know, of course, because we wear these hair textures for like thousands of years, literally. But a lot of you who are uneducated don't know, so when you see stuff like this, you try to argue with people from their culture, which is crazy, and tell them, slash us, our own hairstyles, and you don't really know. These are braids. These are not locks in any shape or form. In fact, these are a weird kind of type of braids, because he has braids at the top, but then he has his hair loose in the back. That's kind of a crazy design. And then you have characters like Canary, or Kanari in her Japanese name, from Hunter x Hunter, listed as having locks. These are not locks. This is just her hair parted in sections and tied together. So that's what I mean by when you read these anime articles and you're not from the culture, it's just best to really educate yourself and really learn the hairstyles of what's this and what's that, the different types and the different forms, because this, like I said, these aren't locks. She just has her hair parted and they're tied together at the ends. Like a real simple hairstyle, but not locks or braids. And even Tessai is on this list, and Tessai has braids. He doesn't have locks. So I'm like, who made this list? Like, who put you in charge of making this list? Because clearly, whoever made this isn't from the culture or doesn't hang around people who are actually from the culture, because this list is like a 5 out of 10. Okay, I kid. Not a 5 out of 10. I'll give it 8 out of 10, because they even have some characters on here who barely even have hair on the top of their head, literally. So I'm like, I'll give you 8 out of 10 for mostly 20 of them having actual locks and them looking pretty good. But I just wanted to make this video real quick so people actually know the difference between locks and braids and the different types of locks and braids that we have. And like I said, we just make them look good. No disingenuous, but I'm just being real with it. But that being said, hope you like the content. Hit like and subscribe, and hey, stay tuned for the next video. Peace.